Greetings, Dr. Joseph Martin here. The topic now is the 7 fires of human nature and feed the fires. And this is the first in a series. This particular first one is about the 7 parts of your own basic divine human nature and how you can work with them and move forward with them and feed the fire of the journey and the adventure within them. Other different videos that'll come up after this will show how each of these each of the 7, as you might think, these are chakras, actually the 7 chakras of the Hindu system, the Tibetan Buddhist system. Each of those can also be 7-year cycles in your own personal development over your lifetime. And we'll also have yet another separate video on the evolution of the human species according to the 7 chakras. Of course, there is another one about the 7 doors and gateways to heaven, and that's somewhat incorporated in this particular video. Everything is fire. The universe was created from fire, from the dark energy and dark matter. The mother of the universe, shall we say, that is the created matter or mother of the universe, material, the atoms of the universe, was created through fire, through lightning, through, if you like, the Big Bang. And William Blake has a great image of this in one of his own reproductions. So everything is fire. The sun is fire. Your heart is fire. Your mind is fire. And in Ayurveda, we say your digestion is fire. Every one of your 7 chakras, and therefore every one of the 7 basic aspects or characteristics of your own human, animal, divine nature is based on fire. So of all the elements that we look at in the Chinese or the Ayurvedic traditions, we say everything starts with fire, and the other elements like water, metal, wood, air, ether, and so on, in a way are mostly related to fire. So let's look at these. We're going to interlace with these the aspects of modern westernized psychology as we go through them all. We're going to start at the most basic or the base one, and that is the root chakra. And these are again the most lower vibrational energies of our lower nature. The first one in the root chakra, the Muladhara, is the one where we are automatons, we're unconscious, we're automatic. It's related to B.F. Skinner's behaviorism theory of psychology, where we're nothing but a series of behaviors and mostly reactive. Never proactive, always reactive, based on our animal nature, our animal needs, our animal body. The physical body, in essence, is our biological body. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about the fire of the animal body, the need for food, the need for water, the need for air, the very basic instincts that are both from the mineral element, the vegetative element, and of course the animal physical body, the biology of being human. This is the root chakra, and in this place, at this stage of evolution on the planet, most of us are still unconscious, so we only react out of the needs of our physical body, for food, for warmth, for comfort, and so on. And that's the very first one. And sometimes, the socialization that we get in whatever culture or religion or society that we happen to be brought up in is the one that gives us this sense of being socialized into being a sheeple, meaning that's a term we use for people who are unconscious and automatons and robotic and just do what they're told and do what everyone else is doing around them. This very much sounds like George Orwell, An Animal Farm, or 1984, that great book by George Orwell, showing that we all, in some ways, are being trained and socialized to being robotic. That's the root chakra. The second of the 7 is, of course, the sexual, the energy, the creative energy, the creative power, the erotic, the passionate, the part that wants to connect with others and self. This one is, of course, the Freudian psychology based on sexual energies and sexual repression, sexual sublimation, and sometimes sexual hysteria, all based on the fact that these energies need to be focused and honed and matured. Now, for most people in our society, we want to make it very clear that these seven fires, these seven energies, are all, they have a light side or positive, meaningful, engaging, mature side, and they also have a very dark, evil, cruel, perhaps negative in that sense, harmful to self and others. And so it is with the sexual chakra because it's interlaced with a society that's very much involved in sexual abuse and predation of other people, women and men and children. And in this sense, so a lot of people these days in the 21st century of all cultures, especially the young people, through online videos and so on, and the fact that there's a lot of negativity between the gender issues, and we're going to have other videos on masculine and feminine energies. One has to be very clear about being mature about using one's sexual energy because it's a sacred thing. It's a very passionate, meaningful, positive thing. One has to clear away all the negativity one sees from one's um, compadres, from school, and from bullying and so on that goes on in our world today. The sexual energy then on its own is one of creativity, it's one of passion, it's one of exploration, one of adventure, and creativity in all ways. Sexual energy is strictly just energy, and you want to hone it in and focus on it within your physical form and unite it with your spirit, soul, mind, and emotions. Now, the third one is the solar plexus, and you can look at diagrams online for these as well. The solar plexus would be Adlerian psychology, the will to power, the will to have power and develop a sense of empowerment in self and self-confidence and so on. The positive side, of course, is self-mastery, and the archetypal negative side, if you like, is the will to dominate and control and abuse and be totalitarian as an individual or as a nation over other people. So that would be the dark side. So one has to be very much in charge in one's self-mastery to understand that the will to power is the will to serve others, to sacrifice for others. The fire of this third chakra of willpower is the fire to serve others in a compassionate, kind way. And the more that you do for others, the more will be done for you. The more that you share and compliment and serve others in the highest sense, the happier you will be. Many people will tell you throughout time and history, all the great saints and mystics and poets and writers, that happiness comes in serving others, and that's the fire of the third chakra. Now, I just want to make a comment before we get to the fourth one that Jung and myself as a psychologist throughout my life have noted that most people on our planet at this time in our evolutionary stage of unconsciousness are mixing up all the energies of our first three chakras, mixing them up in a way that's very confusing and anxiety provoking and very much perhaps detrimental to the psyche and the development of individuals, families, and nations and people in whole as a collective. Meaning that when you mix together the sort of the unconscious side of the first and second and third chakras, the animal body with the sexual energies and the need to have domination or power control, this in fact is why there's so much abuse, bullying, negativity, violence, chaos, and harm done to other people by human people. It's often been said that our species is actually more harmful than any other animal species. And that may well be true, but that's just the way it is. And we're not making a judgment here. It's the two complementary sides of everything, and that's the way we've been created. We just need to understand this and to know it, and then move up to higher chakras. Having said that, there's a great big line between the third and fourth chakras, and it takes a lot of effort to move forward and move up into the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. And here one senses a compassion, a kindness, a sacrifice, and a willingness to be in relationship with a soulmate, with someone who you deeply care about, with there is a deep vibrational, emotional, spiritual soul connection with another. And this is the place where soul marriages can be occurring. Often, first marriages that you or relationships you go through are basically only in the first three chakras. It's a lot of early sexual energy in the relationship that wanes. And then what happens? It's a power struggle between you and your significant partner. And that, of course, is the third chakra. When your consciousness and your energy through Kundalini Kriya Yoga moves up into the fourth chakra, the heart, you give up the need to control and dominate and have power over someone else. And this is the place where it's said that it's a sound of nothing striking nothing else, meaning it's a place of deep silence, quietude, peace, and listening to the other. And this is where the beginning of a soul relationship can form. This is the place where there's a deep listening and an understanding to the heart and the feelings and emotions and the spiritual soulful needs of the other. This is the place of true romantic love. We have many of these in the medieval ages in the Western world of Tristan and Isolde and so on. And this is the place where a lot of people in the world are searching and questing for the holy grail of this sacred soul marriage. It comes first of all when you have a fire and to be true to yourself. This is a place of authenticity and being real to your own soul. This obviously is Jungian psychology. It's the need for personal inward looking and dealing with one's emotions and complexes and shadow and archetypal underlying realities, dealing with the mother and father issue of your personal life, and dealing with all the issues around your own feelings about yourself. This is a necessity and it's essential to do. As a Jungian analyst and mostly retired now, I would say that this is very, very key and core for you to keep working on yourself in this inward journey of the heart, moving into the heart of your heart and finding something most sacred there. This is your truest nature. So that's the heart chakra. Here, your chosen love is really the love for yourself, self-confidence, self-awareness, self-awakening, and then you can share this with those around you, all people. There are many levels of friendship and many levels of soulmates, and you want to look into that for yourself and who might be your soulmates on all different levels, both here in the world of the physical and the world of spirit. Now, the throat chakra obviously is one where it has to do with the voice and to speaking and so on, but often it's not so much what we need to say to others; it's what we need to say to ourselves and what we need to hear about ourselves. And so, as Joseph Campbell is fond of saying at the throat chakra, it's taking all the energy and turning it inwards so that you can listen to your own soul speaking to yourself. This Shakti turned inwards is a place of becoming all you can be. It's the place of transcending your ego. It's the place of transcending all that you thought you might want to be in the illusion of the outer world and having the guts and the courage and the truth to turn all these energies inward and to speak of your own truth to yourself. And once you've gone on that heroic journey inward, and it's many journeys inwards, in the dream time and in your inner personal mythological kind of journey, finding yourself, the Holy Grail quest is in this journey. Then you'll be able to, once you've finished and you've gone through all these ups and downs, come back to the world and be able to share your truth and speak your truth from your throat chakra, once healed and united with your soul. The third eye chakra, which is in the bindu point between the two physical eyes, is the energy point whereby you want to be consciously open through yoga and particularly meditation, Kundalini Kriya Yoga, and other kinds of yoga that are ancient and trustworthy, whereby you can see the light and listen to the light and feel the light and draw in the light from the creation of the cosmos. This is most essential because the higher realities, the higher frequencies of truth and knowledge and wisdom and love and goodness and beauty are found here in deepest meditation, when you let go of all the complementary opposites and you can simply let the light in. And again, we're talking about feeding the fire of the cosmos, the fire of the metagalactic central sun, the fire of the center of the Milky Way galaxy, the fire of our particular sun, of our solar system, the fire and the light of the one cosmic soul, and the fire and the light of your one particular individual soul, jiva, if you like we say. This is what you want to have this vibration come into your mind, spirit, heart, physical body. And it is a light, it's a vibration that will fill your whole nervous system and your entire body and bring a super consciousness of the Christ consciousness into your body. This fire of the Krishna, Christ, Buddha consciousness is what's required for your full self-liberation, self-emancipation, self-worth, and self-awakening as a true spiritual soul. This is who you are, and this is the part whereby you want to evolve to this place where you can sense and feel and know and experience every moment of your life, here and beyond, that you are a true being of great light, a master of great light, a god, goddess, if you like. And finally, the crown chakra at the top of the skull. These are related to the pineal and pituitary, these last two chakras. This is the one where you overcome all the dualities and the complementarities of the physical third dimensional world and the fourth dimensional world. And in this fifth dimensional and higher states, you are one with the supreme light of the universe. And not only the light itself of creation, but prior to that, you become one with the cosmic energy of before creation or pre-creation, which we call the cosmic consciousness of the Father, in which you feel and know and experience being one with this great unity, super consciousness. You merge yourself as like a moth with a flame into this one great unity, and there you experience the transcendence of all the dualities of this impermanent world that's always changing here down in the third dimension. Opening up all the fires of all these seven chakras then, in summation here, is part of the pathway, the ladder to light, if you like, of finding self-realization and peace above all, and finding a knowledge and a truth in every momentary experience whereby you will feel complete and whole and unified and at rest and in enjoying the beauty of your nature, the self-discovery of your nature. And this is what it means to be on the journey of the seven fires of human nature and putting them all together as a one and experience the joy and the bliss of this every day. So as Joseph Campbell would say, follow your bliss, open to the light, feel it in your heart and mind, experience the soul unity with all other beings, all our relations. Om Namah Shivaya, all love and blessings to you. Look forward to seeing you again soon in the oneness of the light.